Our extra credit here was pretty simple. Basically, what I wanted you to do is make the greeting component accept a prop called initial name, and you can provide any initial name. We could say George, and then we'll come over here and we'll take that prop. So here's our props. We're going to destructure those in place. We'll take initial name, and then we'll pass that initial name into the useState call here. So initial name. Sweet. And then we come back over to our example and we see hello George, but we're not seeing that value in here in our input like we should be. And so the other thing that we're going to do here is add a value prop here to say name. And now that is going to be bound to whatever the state value is. They're going to just be bound together in total happiness. And so when we do this, we're turning this input into a controlled input, which is totally cool. It just basically says, hey, React, whatever the user does, I don't really care. I just want you to set that value to this value that I'm passing to you. But we're managing that state and keeping it in sync with what the input value is anyway. And so the user, as they type, just gets the normal experience that they would expect. But this allows us to pass an initial value for this state as a prop, and we just forward that along to the useState call. One thing to keep in mind here is if we don't pass that prop, now the initial name is going to be undefined and you're going to see a warning. Oh no. And the warning is that the component is changing an uncontrolled input of type undefined to be controlled, and input elements should not switch between these two. That can cause bugs and unexpected things. So we need to make sure that this input's value is not undefined at any time. So what we're going to do is just default that to an empty string. And so if initial name is not provided, then we'll have the default empty string as the initial state for our name that we're going to pass to our input. And we're off to the races. We don't have an initial value, but then we can type something and everything works just fine.